Thanks for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football, coming to you live from the fabulous World of Football Man Cave, located in the center of the football world, Kalamazoo, Michigan. The purpose of this podcast is to promote the game of football in all its many forms, past, present, and future. We hope to educate, inform, and entertain you with the glorious buffet that is the world of football, while also keeping a close eye on the rich history of the game. You can find the show after it's aired live on a multitude of podcasting platforms, as well as right here on YouTube along with past shows. If you want to connect with us, just find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads. Those links will be down in the episode description. Remember to comment, like, and share this video. If you have thoughts or comments during the show, drop them into the live chat and maybe you'll see your name on screen. If you have questions and they are deemed appropriate, they'll be answered at the end of the broadcast. So without further ado, let's kick off this week's show.
Hello again, everyone. This is episode number 407 for August 19th, 2025. This is our 8th anniversary show. We've been doing this since August of 2017. I'm your host, Randy Snow. On today's show, the Beaumont Renegades and the Kentucky Barrels have joined Arena Football 1. The playoff teams are set in the European League of Football, and since this is our anniversary show, we have some highlights and lowlights from the past year to share with you towards the end of the show. But I'm not here all by myself. Across the internet from me today, as always, is my son, Adam.
Hi, do I look stressed? Because good Lord, we had that moment right before we're going live. Shoot, just do it.
Yeah, it was a very fast 30 minutes leading up to this. A lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Royce. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who is coming in live to say hello, and we appreciate it. Hello, Dale. We see you in there, too. Yeah, it was just crazy because, I thought I'd have more time to prep for the show today. And, life gets in the way. You have to help the new future mother-in-law go do some stuff. And I'm just like, well, I can't say I can't do it because I got a podcast. What kind of dumb excuse is that? So yeah. It shaved off about a half hour, 45 minutes of prep time. And so, yeah, I was like a chicken with my head cut off. So be patient. I'm trying to get everything uploaded. We got a lot of graphics for stuff. But it should be a fun show. 8 years. It's 8 years since I bugged you about, hey, you should do a podcast. You had this website for however long at that point. And that's about to turn 20 next year.
Yeah.
So
for 20 years.
Yeah. So I forget at what point it was just like, you should do a podcast. That's kind of the hip new thing. You're about to retire and you're like, nope, not going to do it. Not even interested. And you did it. And here we are 407 episodes later. And speaking of which, I should probably get that banner up. There we go. 407 episodes. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I think we should start putting stuff on YouTube. And you're like, no, I don't want to rush it. I don't want to do that. And that took us some time. Eventually did that. And of course, over the course of the year, it's been, hey, I think we should start doing the podcast live, Dan. You're like, nope, I don't want to do it. We're not quite there. And here we are. How far we've come, Randy.
I said a long time ago, I think 8 years ago when we first started this, I made the statement that you are bringing me kicking and screaming into the 21st century with all this. I'm not ready for. If it weren't for you producing and doing all this stuff behind the scenes, I would not be doing this at all. So this is all you're doing. So good or bad, it's all your fault.
And then on the other side of it, I'm not just saying this to kiss your butt, but to be honest with you, I've always wanted to do podcasts. That was always kind of my thing. That's kind of what I grew up with. It was always about finding the right person who wanted to do the kind of thing, wanted to have the same kind of all right, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it the right way. We're going to, stick to a schedule. We're going to stick to a regimen. And that's something we both had in common. And you don't make it 407 episodes without a partner to do that with. And we butt heads as we did right before air. I'm yelling, screaming. You're like, it's fine. It'll be fine. I'm like, no, it's not. It's got to be perfect. But here we are. As anything, it's a labor of love. It's a lot of collaboration. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of agreeing, disagreeing, all of that. It's part of the process, and we wouldn't be where we were if it weren't for that. And to 407 more, to 8 more years, whatever it is, I can't believe it's been 8 years still.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't be here without our subscribers. we've got over 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate everybody that checks in with us, that follows us, that plays along with our shenanigans.
Yeah.
We're just out here having fun. We're here to have fun
Yeah,
because
we are.
football should be fun. It shouldn't be,
It should be.
life and death. Football is life, but it's not life and death. So, we're just here to have some fun.
Yeah. Thank you to Dale right there. Glad that you guys are doing it. I enjoy it. I've learned so much about the world of football, and the live shows are really great. Well, we're glad you think so, Dale. We seriously appreciate it. We love doing it. And I don't know, Dad, is that enough preamble before we get into what we got going on this week?
I think so.
All right. I'll let you continue.
Not only do we have this weekly podcast, but we also do YouTube stuff as well. We currently have over 600 videos on our YouTube channel. The newest ones being our CFL Weekly Recap, Week 11, which we did just yesterday. That's another live show that we do. My gosh. And you and Kyle finally got around to putting out a new episode of Just Lying Around, number 59, about the Lions-Dolphins game.
Yeah. About time we got to talk some Lions football. It's preseason, so he's been going through it. He had some issues with some poison ivy. I don't think we talked about that on the show. Just the fact that he's been kind of under the weather, getting healed back up. So we did talk about, because I called him Two-Face. Never mind. Yeah. So hey, it was good to get back into it. We're gonna get back into a rhythm. I'm hoping so. We'll be having some more of that, and then in a couple weeks, this isn't on the rundown, but we will be going back to our weekly NFL picks videos, and those will probably end up being live shows, guys, every Wednesday. We haven't figured out the time yet. We still got to figure that out, but be on the lookout for that before the NFL season kicks off. I'm excited about getting back into that.
Yeah. And the only upcoming video otherwise that we know of is our CFL Weekly, Week 12 next week. We'll be doing that.
Oh, and
right.
Jeff Miller on Facebook says, congrats, guys. You have a great show. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff obviously was on last week. We loved having him and all that awesome historical football knowledge. He's got in that brain of his. Shoot.
Yep. Known Jeff for a long time, and he's a good guy. He knows more than we know. So that's saying something.
This is true.
All right. This week we have scores from 12 games in 2 different leagues from across Canada and Europe. Yes, there were also 16 NFL preseason games played, but they're not worth talking about.
Not even worth talking about.
No.
Preseason
when
doesn't matter.
When the games are real, we'll start talking about them. But until then, watch them if you want to. There was even a game last night. There was a Monday night football game, preseason game. I can't remember who it was, but I'm like, I'm not.
It was not Chiefs. It was Bengals Commanders.
Washington somebody. Yeah.
Bengals Commanders, because Joe Burrow played. What are we doing? I saw him almost get murdered on the football field last night. Like, I saw that highlight. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Get your starters out of there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right. So let's begin.
Let's talk real football.
Our weekly tour around the world of football. We're going to start off this week in the Canadian Football League. This was week 11, of course. And let's see. It started off on Thursday night with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers defeating the Ottawa Red Blacks by the score of 30-27. In this game, Khalil Pimpleton, who played at not Western Michigan. I'm sorry. He's played at Central Michigan University.
Central. Yep.
But he's been to Western because they're in the same conference. Khalil Pimpleton returned a missed field goal, 117 yards for a touchdown that I believe tied up the game with like a minute to go. And all for naught because Winnipeg got the ball back and they kicked a game-winning field goal as time expired, I think. And oh man, that was hard to see. But I thought, oh, good for Khalil. He's been a great kick returner for them. He returns kicks and punts and missed field goals and just he's a wide receiver also. What do you have? Like 285 yards of total return yards and receiving yards.
You had that stat in the full weekly show, guys. So if you miss, I mean, we're not going to go as super in depth as we did in that show because that was almost 35 minutes of CFL talk. We're not going to do that here today, unfortunately. But we'll gloss through it. But yeah, 258 like all-purpose yards or whatever for him. Yeah. Insane. The way that game ended, I thought the Red Blacks would take it, and then Winnipeg just that kick to end the game. Good for them.
Yeah. In the Friday night CFL game, it was the Edmonton Elks over our beloved Toronto Argonauts, 28-20. This was another game that came down to the very end. I mean, this was a great game for like 3.5 quarters. I mean, it was back and forth. The score was close. I think it was 17-16 in favor of Toronto at the end of the third quarter. So going in the fourth quarter, you know, a 1-point game, and just it slipped out of their fingers again. So. But a lot of these games were really good this weekend, again, in the CFL.
Yeah, and as Rookie X4 said in the chat, in the CFL, it is not over until they say it's over or when the time hits 0. So it's true. And especially the last week's games were incredible. It started off incredible with these first couple games. You know, you play to the end and anything can happen. Toronto had their shot at the end of this game to maybe go down and do something. They go 3 and out. They give the ball back to Edmonton. Otherwise, I mean, well, Edmonton kicked that field goal, I think, to go up because they were up 25-20 at that point, and then they go up to win 28-20. So the score looks a little larger, but yeah, they kicked the field goal with like change left just to kind of beef the lead there. But you never, ever, ever stop watching the CFL game till it's over, or unless they're down by like 50 points. Then yeah, that might be tough to come back from. So
yeah, with the fact that they've only got 3 downs, you know, you fail on 2 plays to get a first down, and you've got to punt. That's why the punting and the kicking is so important in the CFL. But yeah. All right, moving on to the last 2 games. 2 games on Saturday. It was the Saskatchewan Roughriders over the Hamilton Tiger Cats, 29-9. Man, this was a surprise because Hamilton's been fairly good all season long, but the Saskatchewan Roughriders showed why they're the best team in the CFL. This game was sold out, and there were 33,350 people at this game. And Hamilton was up 6-1 after the first quarter, and then it was just all Saskatchewan after that. You know, they're 8-1. They proved they're the best team in the CFL right now. And until somebody knocks them off, man, they're going to steamroll their way to probably a Grey Cup this year.
Yeah, I thought Hamilton would show a little bit more fight. I mean, I thought, you know, for a minute there, because, you know, Hamilton was riding that hot streak, I thought it was like, well, Hamilton might be a team of destiny. They still could be. It's still we're at the halfway point. Anything can happen. The Rough Riders could fall from grace. Who knows? Maybe the Argonauts turn it around. Unlikely, but, you know, it's the CFL where anything can happen. I bet you by the time we get to the playoffs, there's going to be some surprises. But we'll see. But right now, the Rough Riders look legit. They look like, if I were to put money down, I'm putting it on them to win the Grey Cup right now. That defense, I've been talking about it since week 1, has been stellar. Their coaching's been off the charts. They're taking care of their opponents. So I'm liking what they're doing out there. And I would love, and I say this every time I get a chance, I would love to get to Mosaic Stadium to see a game. I hope to make it happen one of these days because that atmosphere looked electric.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see all the stadiums. You and I have been to 3 different ones. We've been to Vancouver, we've been to Toronto and Hamilton. So I want to see all the rest of them sooner or later. All right, and finally on Saturday it was the BC Lions over the Montreal Alouettes, 36-18. I'm calling him third string quarterback. James Morgan played in this game. Caleb Evans was supposed to start. I mean, he did start, but he got hurt early in the game, and James Morgan came in and finished the game and did well. But the BC Lions were too tough at home. Nathan Rourke was spectacular in that game. He was running, he was passing, he was all over the place, and he was the difference in this game.
He was the, like I said on our main show or the CFL show. He looked as every bit as like when you think of Nathan Rourke, this is the Nathan Rourke you think of. He was electric. He was making plays, and he put on the Superman cape. But I don't think he can be that all the time. That's the thing with this team is like they ask him to do so much, but they get the win. They keep their playoff hopes afloat. Right now, I'm going to bet that if they're gonna get into the playoffs, it's going to be during or getting over to the East and maybe taking that crossover spot. That's how tight that West is right now. And I know we're about to look at the standings, but yeah, so that's my thought on that.
Yeah. Okay. And then on bye this week, because everybody's on bye every week. This week it was the Calgary Stampeders on a bye. Let's see. So let's do the standings and we'll talk about a little news. Let's see. We started in the West.
Yeah,
in the West.
Sure.
I forgot to switch that around on the schedule.
It's all
Let's
good.
see. In the West, it's the Saskatchewan Roughriders at 8-1. It's the Calgary Stampeders at 6-3. Winnipeg Blue Bombers at 5-4. BC Lions at 5-5, and the Edmonton Elks at 3-6. In the East, it's the Hamilton Tiger Cats at 6-4. Montreal Alouettes at 5-5. Ottawa Red Blacks at 3-7, and the Toronto Argonauts at 2-8. A couple little news stories.
Before we move on to the news story, I want to throw up this comment from Dale in the chat. Randy and Adam, I know you guys are Toronto Argonauts fans. What happened to them this year? Nothing against Nick Arbuckle, who's looked good, but I think not having Chad Kelly as your starter really hurt them. And I think they're missing some other pieces. I mean, they lost a running back to Saskatchewan at one point, then I think he got hurt. And I don't know, this happens every year. You just don't know which team's going to be good, and then the next year they're like at the bottom. Now this year we got a bunch of teams that were at the bottom that are climbing up to the top. That's just how the CFL goes. I'm a little surprised the way some of these games have gone though for Toronto. You'd think that they'd have a better record. They've been really competitive, but they just let it slip through their hands. I don't think they're as bad as that 2-8 record, but
no,
who is it that said you are what your record is? And fortunately, that's what Toronto is right now.
Yeah, no, they've played well. And they reflect whatever Nick Arbuckle does. If Arbuckle has a bad game, and he's had some bad games, they're not going to win. And then other times he's played out of his mind, and still they've lost games. So it's just, I don't know. Like you said, there's a big turnover. So it's really unusual that Winnipeg has been to 5 straight Grey Cup games, because that's the way the CFL is set up. I mean, every year there's like a complete turnover in who's good and who's bad, but boy, they've been really good for quite a while, and they're still pretty good this year too, as Winnipeg is.
Yes, they are.
Okay, a couple news items. The Argonauts and the Lions are going to be playing select home games away from BMO Field, which is where the Argonauts play, and BC Place, where the Lions play, in the 26th season, due to conflicts with the FIFA World Cup Championship series going on up there in Canada. I guess from what I heard, Saskatchewan is actually going to have 10 home games. They're going to pick up one of the games for Toronto to come out there. And Saskatchewan is also going to be playing a preseason game in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan in 2026 for the first time since 1991. I tried to find the name of the Saskatoon team, because they had a team they're playing in the CFL, or what constituted the CFL back in the 40s. But I couldn't find the team name, but they did have a team there at one time, so they have a history with the CFL. So that's why they're going there. I think they should make that an annual thing. Play a game in Saskatoon, but I don't know what sort of facilities they've got there for playing. I know they've got some college teams and whatever over there, but who knows? All right, that looks like about it for the CFL talk today. Let's move on to the European League of Football. Adam, I'll let you take that.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the scoreboard, everybody. As I get my script in line, because got to do a lot on the behind the scenes. I'm trying to still catch up. All right, guys. It was week 14 in the European League of Football. It was week 14, their final week of their regular season before we head into their postseason. It started on Saturday. There were 3 games, with the Stuttgart Surge defeating the Färöer Throners 47-20. The Munich Ravens defeated the Vierschlau Panthers 49-26. The Vienna Vikings took care of the Paris Musketeers 35-29. Then on Sunday, we had 5 games, starting with the Hamburg Sea Devils defeating the Berlin Thunder 56-44. The Madrid Bravos defeated my Frankfurt Galaxy 47-32, helping the Bravos earn a playoff spot. We'll get to that in a second. Also, Sunday, the Prague Lions defeated the Helvetic Mercenaries 69-12, and that drops the Mercenaries down to 0-12 on the year. You hate to see it. Sunday also saw the Tyrol Raiders defeat the Cologne Centurions 63-3, and the Centurions also end the season at 0-12. And finally, the defending champions of the ELF, the Rhine Fire, defeated the Nordic Storm, Randy's Nordic Storm, by the way, 27-19, to help the Rhine Fire earn a playoff spot. Now, from there, we're going to jump and we're going to look at the standings as the final week entails. So in your North Division, you have the Nordic Storm with a 10-2 record, followed by the Rhein Fire at 8-4, the Hamburg Sea Devils at 3-9, and the Berlin Thunder at 3-9. In the East, the Vienna Vikings finished with an 11-1 record, followed by the 7-5 Prague Lions, 5-7 Warsaw Panthers, and the 1-11 Fehérvár Enthroners. In the South, you have the Munich Ravens, who went 11-1, followed by the 8-4 Madrid Bravos, the 6-6 Tyrol Raiders, and the 0-12 Helvetic Mercenaries. And finally, in the West, the 10-2 Stuttgart Surge, the 7-5 Paris Musketeers, the 6-6 Frankfurt Galaxy, and the 0-12 Cologne Centurions. And that sets up the playoffs, everybody, as we have their fancy playoff graphic they put up here. So we're going to have a rematch of that final game of this past week. The Rhein Fire will go to take on the Nordic Storm in their first wild card game there, the number 5 seed against the number 4 seed. And then the Madrid Bravos at the number 6 seed will travel to Stuttgart to take on the Surge. And then on bye will be the number 1 seed Vienna Vikings and the number 2 Munich Ravens. Dad, what are you thinking about these ELF playoffs?
Well, there should be some really good games. The 2 playoff games this weekend, they're 2 8-4 teams going at 2 10-2 teams, which is kind of unusual that the records are all the same there. But yeah, these should be some good games. I think my Nordic Storm can handle the Rhein Fire, but you don't know when you start playing these games. It's anybody's game out there.
Yep, it should be interesting. And there were a couple news items from the league. I don't have those items ready to go, but that's fine. Yep. I was going to say, I'll throw that over to you then.
Okay, yeah. Of course, the Paris Musketeers and the Frankfurt Galaxy missed out on the playoffs. There were 4 teams that were vying for spots this weekend, and those were the 2 teams. They both lost, so they were out of the playoffs. But there's also been a rumor that just came out. What was it today? That you found it somewhere?
I saw today. Yeah, Shady Sports retweeted something or tweeted something out about something called the European Football Alliance. I've started hearing this name the last couple of weeks, so I'll let you elaborate just a little bit, because even I know we're not fully caught up with all this story.
Right. Well, I found something that the Madrid Bravos posted on their website. And at the time, they were talking about 8 teams, but Shady Sports said 12. So I'm going to say the rumor is that 8 to 12 teams could be splitting off from the European League of Football next year to join a new football league known as the European Football Alliance. It's got something to do with sharing of money. They're not happy with the management of the ELF, so who knows? We'll hear more about it, I'm sure, after their season's over with. But those are the rumors going on right now. That I don't know if the European League of Football will come back with less teams, or if this new league is going to take over. Who knows? But there's no joy in Mudville over there in Europe. They're having some technical issues, and things could be changing in the American football over there.
Yeah, you hate to see it. I mean, this is their 5th season of the ELF. You hate to see something like this happen. Who knows what? We'll try to keep an eye on what news happens and shakes up. Maybe something will change. We'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah. And that's it for this week's scoreboard. We're getting fewer and fewer games being played, and everything's winding down as the NFL is about to ramp up. So that's it for the scoreboard this week. So we do have news, more happenings from the world of football, and we're going to start in the NFL. This was a story I found. Guard Bucko Kilroy and safety Malcolm Jenkins will be inducted into the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame on Friday, November 28th, when the Eagles host the Bears. And that's going to be the Amazon Prime game. It's going to be 3:00 in the afternoon. That's the day after Thanksgiving. They're calling it the Black Friday game now. So starting that week, you got Thursday, Friday, probably Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I don't know. This NFL every night of the week seems like. But then Kilroy, who passed away in 2007 at the age of 86, played his entire 13-year career with the Eagles from 1943 to 1955 and won 2 NFL titles with the Eagles in 1948 and 1949. Jenkins, on the other hand, is only 37 years old. He played for the Eagles from 2014 to 2019 and was the captain of the team that won Super Bowl 52. I think at both ends of his career, he started out with New Orleans and he ended his career with the New Orleans Saints. But in the middle, he played for the Eagles, and he helped lead them to a Super Bowl title. So I just think it's really weird. You've got one guy going in that played in the 40s, and you've got a guy that's 37 years old, and they're both going into the Hall of Fame. But good for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see what's so weird about that. It's kind of like this podcast. You have one ancient relic on one side, and then you have the nice young stud on the other side. I mean, that's what's wrong with that?
Everything is wrong with that. Let's see. You wanted me to add this. Philadelphia Eagles acquired wide receiver John Mechie III from the Houston Texans for tight end Harrison Bryant and a swap of their 2026 draft picks. Can't say I'm too familiar with this guy, but you probably know who he is.
I mean, Mechie's one of those guys that's kind of up and coming. He's a younger receiver. So, I mean, the Eagles just adding to that, wide receiver room they got there. And then I think for the Texans, I mean, they got Nico Collins. I think they drafted another couple younger receivers. So they're probably happy with their production. They just figured he was just expendable. And you swap a couple picks, and it sounds like a win-win for everybody involved. So, not like a super blockbuster trade, but I just thought it was an interesting trade nonetheless.
Okay. And a couple of teams announced their starting quarterbacks for the upcoming season. The Browns are going to be going with Joe Flacco as their starter, so you can stop all the Shedeur Sanders talk right now. And the Colts announced that Daniel Jones is going to get the starting nod over Anthony Richardson as the starter for the Colts. So I thought maybe they'd wait till after the next week's preseason games to do that, but
I mean, it makes sense. Do it now. You got one preseason game left. You got your starter. You know who's going to not play this third game. And that just gives a lot more incentive for a lot of these other guys. Because like the Browns, are they going to go into the season with 4 quarterbacks? What are they doing? What are the Browns doing? Know. And the Colts, no offense to Daniel Jones. I'm not impressed with Daniel Jones. Not impressed with Anthony Richardson. Both of these teams, I think, are going to stank so bad this year. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I mean, all the drama for these two teams and their quarterbacks, it's the backups. Like Anthony Richardson, everybody's like, well, what's going on with him? You drafted him a couple years ago pretty high. Like, what's going on? And then the Browns, obviously, they got 3 other quarterbacks not named Joe Flacco everybody would rather talk about. So it's just 2 organizations. I'm really nervous. I feel bad. I feel bad for them.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for NFL talk this week. Not a whole lot going on right now. Let's move on to Arena Football 1. And they've got 2 new teams coming in. Last year's champions in the National Arena League, the Beaumont Renegades, have now joined Arena Football 1. The Renegades head coach Corey Mayfield played in the AFL for the Grand Rapids Rampage from 1999 to 2003 and won Arena Bowl 15. We'll be talking more about that game here in a little bit. But he also played for the Philadelphia Souls and the Dallas Desperados of the AFL. In the NFL, he played briefly for the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he also played for the original XFL with the Orlando Rage, and he also played in NFL Europe for the Barcelona Dragons. He was selected in the 10th round of the 1992 NFL Draft by the San Francisco 49ers, so they got themselves a pretty good coach there. And the other team that's going to be joining the AF1 is the Kentucky Barrels. They're going to be an expansion team. They were announced just yesterday. I got to watch the press conference live, and they had a few technical difficulties there, but nice little press conference there in Kentucky. They're going to be playing their games at the Northern Kentucky University's Truist Arena. Their head coach is going to be Cedric Walker. He's the former Billings Outlaws head coach that led the team to an Arena Bowl title a couple of years ago. So now the AF1 has currently 10 teams now for the 2026 season. More announcements to come. I'm not sure who, when, where these are going to happen, but we've had 2 announcements now a week apart. So maybe next week we'll get another announcement.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We haven't even talked about the Barrels yet. I was going to ask you, I guess there's a couple questions because even though in the chat, the Renegades did renovate their logo. So this is their new logo compared to the one they had in the NAL. It's been the hot button issue, the easy topic for people to use on the internet is the new logo looks AI. That's kind of the thing that's been going around. I even am guilty of going out and saying that. And I mean, I'm not a fan of teams using AI as logo or to create their logos either. I mean, though there's a caveat to that. I think it's fine to like get an idea, but as long as you can rework it, which is supposedly what they did with this Beaumont Renegades. Like there was one they originally posted that was supposedly, yes, it was AI, but then this logo here, the one that's on screen, was tweaked, even though I think like 70% of that logo is AI and just like part of the chin is like the part that the artist had to go in and touch up. Then you add Texas and the new font to it, but whatever it is. It's a logo, guys. I mean, we can complain about it, but at the end of the day, look, I think it's awesome to have a team down there. This now currently makes 2 teams in Texas. And if you look at our map, I don't have our map ready to go, but on our social media, we've been trying to keep up with the map.
Yep.
And it's looking like some regional stuff is starting to get put together. And I like that. I like where that's shaping up, but we'll just have to wait and see where that all goes. Otherwise, it's another cowboy hat logo, and that's another thing. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. That's a different topic for a different day. What do you think of that one? And then what do you think about the barrels? And then I'll stop talking.
Well, starting with the Renegades, their original logo was a cowboy with a cowboy hat and a bandana, and they reworked it to where they have a cowboy with a cowboy hat and a bandana with the state of Texas in the background. So that, to me, it's same thing, same difference, I guess, as my dad used to say. The Kentucky Barrels, I like the name. I think that's a cool name. I'm interested to see what kind of mascot they're going to have, how they're going to work.
Homer Simpson.
Yeah, how they're going to work with that barrel thing. Are fans going to be coming to the game dressed with barrels? There was that guy for the Denver Broncos years ago that used to come with a barrel every game, even in the snow and cold. He's like he had to have something on underneath it, but it looked like he was naked underneath this barrel. The barrel's always wearing. So I don't know if that will happen, but I kind of like the logo. I like the it fits Kentucky. Kentucky Barrels. It's very very good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, let's see. We got some people in the chat with their thoughts. Royce, obviously, Viking Wax Press. He loves the barrels. He can't wait to see what they do with the helmets. I can't either. Very interested. Maybe you just make it like how they do a lot of the helmets now that look like the leather helmet. What if you make it just look like a barrel? And you have like a cork on the side or something. Like, I think that'd be funny. I think that'd be good. I don't know. We'll see what they get envisioned for it.
Cork on the very top.
There you go.
Or a cork in the ear hole.
Yeah. I love the name. I like on the logo there, it says 100 proof football. I love that. I think that's great. And it's a team without a cowboy hat. It's awesome. Not a lot of teams called the Barrels too. So people can't be complaining about, it's a stupid name. Who names the team after what do you want? It's like Savannah Bananas. It's like something different. It's unique. It grabs your attention. And I like the old school look. You know what this kind of gives me? It gives me like 1930s Green Bay Packer vibes, and it's similar colors too, that dark blue and the gold. That's the vibe I'm getting, and I really hope that their uniforms reflect that too. Nothing super flashy, like something old school looking, like not a lot of stripes. I'm cool with it being simplistic, and with Coach Walker there, I'm very excited about Coach Walker because they're going to be a good team with him at the helm, and I think they're gonna be a very impressive team out the gate and a team to watch out for. And we'll see how they align the divisions. That's another topic for another day. We'll wait and see how everything pans out there. But I love the name for the Barrels. I'm excited. I know a lot of people were like, Kentucky. I thought it was supposed to be Cincinnati. Well, this is only like a half hour. It's not even a half hour. It's like 15 minutes outside of Cincinnati, just like on the other side of the river.
Yeah, on the other side of the river. Yep. Cincinnati is not that far from us. I mean, I think maybe we should try and go to a game this year.
I looked it up. It's like a 4-hour drive from Kalamazoo. 4-hour-ish drive. We can make that. That was like going to Cleveland for us.
Yeah. We went to Albany, and that was 6-7 hour drive. So yeah, this will be nothing. We can do this with our eyes closed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. I love those trips, and that's not a bad one. 4 hours is nothing to us. Are you kidding me?
Really? Yep.
But,
couple bags of Werther's Original, and we'll be there.
There you go. See, yep. Randy knows. Let's see, Dale in the chat. I think this is going to be my new team in the AF1. I don't blame you. Like this is a cool logo, and this is a cool brand. I hope they go with some like the slogan. I think I kept seeing is barrel down or barrel up. I forget. They got like a hashtag going on their social media. Forgive me for not remembering it at the top of my head. But I was saying, if Coach Walker doesn't like start like coining coining the phrase barrel ball, like bandit ball. Like,
Mm.
I think it's a missed opportunity. Come on, we're out here to play barrel ball, and we're gonna run through the AF1. We're gonna play barrel ball football, like something like that. Like, gets my blood rushing.
All right. Moving on to we got one story from the National Arena League. They've added an expansion team. The Dallas Bulls are the newest expansion team in the NAL for the 2026 season. What do you think of that logo? It's interesting. I couldn't say that was AI generated. Would you say that's AI generated?
No, but I watch Shady Sports have their Around the Indoor Football World show every Saturday, and one of the guys on there, Krish, was talking about how like this is straight up just taken from a Madden video game. Like they have like those creative teams, and he said this is straight up just taken from that. And I never looked it up to follow that up and make sure, but it's the same logo they had when they were trying to be the North Texas Bulls. Remember that? The team that got kicked out of the league last year, the year before?
Oh.
Except now it's blue instead of red. I wish I would have had that. My favorite thing I saw somebody post was the meme from The Simpsons where Mo Sizlak throws Barney out into the street, and he's dusting off his hands, and then Barney's right behind him. Like that's what this Dallas Bulls situation is like. It's like they threw him out just to have him come back in. But I'm hoping that by this, them letting them back in the league, it's a good sign for that ownership group that they got their poop in a group, that they are ready to go, that they dotted their T's, crossed their I's, all that, and I know I said that backwards, but you know what I'm saying. Like you would think that means that you hope that this team's got it figured out, but
yeah. Well,
out with the red, in with the blue.
I can't see the logo real well on the screen because I don't have my glasses on, but at the very bottom, is that like a trademark logo or a registered logo? It
says
circle?
a registered, yeah.
Okay. All right. So so evidently they've been sitting on that logo for a while. All right.
So we'll see what they do. And we also have the map up of the NAL expansion. Very middle of the country right now, it looks like. So we'll be curious to see where else they expand to. And something you don't have in your notes here that I guess we could maybe briefly touch on is the disappearance of the Wheeling Miners and the Columbus Lions from the NAL website. It's kind of flown under the radar. I've seen a few people pick that up. I know I was just putting together the graphics for that map, and I figured that I was like, wait, these two teams aren't even on the league website. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. Yeah, let's just hope the NAL surpasses the number 9 since they can't even go over the number 9. We'll have to wait and see. I forget where we had them sitting at right now. I think we had them at 7 on the map last I checked. Again, I don't have it pulled up ready to go. But yeah, we'll see what the NAL does. I'm curious to follow the NAL a little more this upcoming year. I'm going to kind of try to make it a point to kind of try to follow them a little more. So
okay,
I will have to wait and see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those two teams may be popping up in some of these other leagues. Well, I'm sure they're definitely going to be popping up in other leagues. It's just which ones are they going to be joining? So we'll see. A lot of off-season stuff going on there in indoor and arena football.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to some college news. The one big story this past week was the NCAA released their punishment for the University of Michigan for their 2023 sign stealing scandal. Man, this was a mess. I saw several articles about it, and I was like, man, all I want to see is just give me a list of all the different things that they're doing, because you read this thing and it's so confusing. I'm kind of a visual person. I just show me a list. I want to see it. So that's what I did here. Was I cut and pasted a list, and it starts out with 4 years probation for Michigan, followed by fines that could surpass $30 million, and the fines constitute $50,000 plus 10% of the football budget, postseason revenue from 2025 to 2026, and cost of 10% of the scholarship awards from 2025 and 2026. I'm not sure exactly what all that means, but that's what they're saying. There's also some recruiting restrictions and on the school. And Jim Harbaugh himself is getting a 10-year show cause order starting in 2028, following his current 4-year show cause penalty that he's already got. they're just adding on to that. Sharon Moore, 2-year show cause order, 3-game suspension, 2 games this year and 1 game next year. Connor Stallion, the guy that started all this, that started the whole scandal, he's got an 8-year show cause order, and Denard Robinson gets a 3-year show cause order. So I'm reading this, I'm going, what the heck is a show cause order? So I had to look it up. I had to Google this. The show cause order penalty.
You say you didn't use Ask Jeeves?
Well, yeah, I did ask Jeeves, and this is what he came up with. Thank you, Jeeves. If it says it requires any NCAA institution wanting to hire the penalized individual to show cause to the NCAA why they should not be penalized for the hire, meaning they must demonstrate why the hiring school should not face repercussions for employing the individual. So I guess they're just making it hard, saying, well, if you want to hire this guy, you gotta prove it to us that he's worth it or something. So that just means that most schools aren't going to touch these guys for whatever length of time they're on this show cause penalty, whatever, which is kind of ridiculous, but that's the way it is. And then the last thing here was no postseason ban or no wins being forfeited for the school. So is this really that bad for Michigan?
It's not. Michigan got away. I won't say they got away with it. Clearly, I mean, it was a
right.
Give us money and that. Give us money, that. And that's it. Like, I'm not a Michigan fan. I mean, obviously they're in our backyard, and I was rooting for them to win that natty. But I mean, you would like to think that if there was a punishment, that you would have something that fits the crime. And if it was that bad, I've never been one for vacating the wins and all that, or taking the champion, because we watched it. I watched the games get played. It's the same with like Reggie Bush's Heisman getting taken. So I watched him win it. I watched him deserve it. Like, yeah, he did some bad stuff, but you just throw an asterisk up there or something. I don't know how you go about it. It's not a perfect system by any means. So, Michigan clearly, it's kind of like, oh, cool, thanks for the punishment. We can move on. Like, whatever.
Yeah, well, to me, it's the NCAA is just looking out for themselves. No postseason ban because Michigan is a cash cow. You get Michigan in the playoffs, and their fans, their donors are going to be at the games. They're going to support that. All the fans are going to watch the game, so the ratings are going to increase if Michigan's in a game. They're just looking out for themselves. So they'll get more money if Michigan makes the playoffs, because the people that are going to be watching are the Michigan fans, and the rest of them are the Michigan haters who are watching to see them lose. So it's a win-win for the NCAA. That's my thought on that.
And at the end of the day, for you and me personally, it's go Western Michigan Broncos. That's where
Western
our
Michigan Broncos. That's right. And we had that story a couple weeks ago that Michigan and Western Michigan are in talks to play in a game over in Germany next year to start the season. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that already.
Yeah, well, see if that pans out.
You got your passport, right?
I do, actually.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll discuss that later. All right. We've come to the point in our 8-year anniversary show where we've got some highlights that I pulled out. These all came from audio podcasts that we've done the last year. Do you want me to set these up for you?
Yeah, I got them all queued up, ready to go. So yeah, guys, these are like a minute or two long clips of the audio from. And keep in mind though, Randy picked these bits out. I did not. So good luck. We'll see how everybody feels about these bits, because clearly he was amused by them.
Yeah.
So take it away.
Okay. All right. The first clip comes from episode 370 back on November 12th of 2024. This was a story about the New Orleans Saints coach clogging a toilet. Take it away, Adam.
All right, here we go.
The New Orleans Saints surprised everybody by defeating the Falcons 20-17 under interim head coach. What was it, Rizzi? I want to say that's his name. I don't have his name written.
You don't have his name down here.
I forget. I can quickly look up his name, because he had one of my favorite quotes of the weekend. He just talking to the media. Saints interim, because we talked about him last week. What's his name?
I think it is Rizzi.
Darren Rizzi. Yep. Yeah. So Darren Rizzi, he was talking to the media after the game, and it turns out, he started his day because he's got a very gruff voice. He comes in, he's talking during his press conference, and he says his day started by going into the head coach's office, which he's never been in before, and he clogged the toilet. So this dude just woke up that morning, took a massive dump in the coach's toilet, went out there and beat their division rival that they had no business beating when they've been one of the worst teams in the league. They had, 7 straight losses at some point, and wins the game. Unbelievable. That guy deserves to win for just being that honest about clogging the toilet.
Why would you admit something like that?
Why wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be proud? I know we're dudes and we're disgusting and weird. People will send pictures of their stool in the toilet if they feel like it's worthy of putting somewhere.
I know that's a thing.
Look at this massive crap I took.
We had a guy in basic training that
Yeah?
wanted to take pictures of everybody's poop in the toilet.
That just
Don't flush it. I got my camera.
What? Hold on. No.
Yeah.
Randy,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
this is real?
Yeah. When I was in basic training, there was a guy that was into that.
Are you still friends with this guy?
No, I
wanna
don't
get him
remember.
on-
I don't remember which one it was. I kept in touch with a couple of guys from basic training for several years, but they've all gone by the wayside now. That was over 20 years ago.
All right, if you went to basic training with Randy Snow and you also have a fascination with taking pictures of poop and toilets, please send us an email at
pictures.
info@theworldoffootball.com. Send us your poo and toilet pictures. Please don't, but unless you're that guy, then we will happily like to contact you and interview you because this is fascinating to me. All right.
I stand by that, by the way. If you knew Randy,
No.
info@theworldoffootball.com. I want to know. I want to know.
Let's move on to the next clip.
Okay,
our
another
next
clip.
Yeah. Now, the next 3 clips all come from the same episode. This is episode 378 from January 7th, 2025. This was our first show of this year. And it started out that you were talking about some of the stats from last year because we had just, got 1,000 followers and the goal recap. And I thought, you were talking about the goals you wanted for this year. And I thought after we play this, we'll talk about how we're doing with the goals that you set during this episode.
All right, here comes clip number 2.
But speaking of YouTube, I was going to bring up real quick. YouTube, I get a message every week, like every Tuesday usually.
Mm-hmm.
I get like an update from YouTube on how last week went. You get your numbers and analytics, whatever.
How
blah,
many
blah, blah.
how many people clicked on your
how many likes,
videos?
comments,
Right.
how much revenue you made back. But they sent out shortly after the New Year. I want to say it was last Friday. So it was a couple days after the New Year, so it gets time to catch up with all the data completely through 2024. So I want to thank everybody for a great year for the world of football.
It was a great year for us. I mean, the games that we went to, the subscribers that we got, and the milestones that we hit. It was awesome.
We hit a few of our goals. One of them was getting 1,000 subscribers last year, and we had 1,103 subscribers by the end of the year, which is awesome. We ended up with 60,000 or 60.6 thousand views across the year, which is awesome. Appreciate it. We had 178 uploads last year. I'm sure that's between regular videos, shorts. Gonna try to do some more shorts this year. But we'll
Is
see.
that all? Seems like more than 168.
Seems like it, but 3,000 likes, 732 comments. So we appreciate that. And our top video of last year was your history lesson on the World Football League, which is at 5.7 thousand views. So pretty good stuff. Probably should get back into your history. I don't think you did a whole lot last year in history lesson.
I think maybe did 1 or 2.
See, we're still trying to get Randy acclimated to doing it on his own now that I don't really come around the house as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Got to get Randy self-sufficient. That's one of my goals for 2025, as well as we got some other goals I guess we could quickly talk about for the YouTube channel. I don't know what goals you have. My goals are to maybe have the podcast have a video element to it a little more. Try to reach, I think, a goal of 2,000 subscribers by this time next year.
Your first 1,000 is the hardest, so
It
now
is
we're
hard.
working on our second
Well,
1,000. Only 900 to go.
I think since we hit that 1,000, it's been a slow trickle, but it's okay.
Yes.
Not a problem.
Lofty goals, Randy. Lofty goals.
Well, we've definitely done lots of videos. I haven't done too many history lessons. I've got a couple that I'm about to record, but you did a lot with the shorts this year. A lot of video shorts from some of our shows and whatnot. And yeah, we're definitely doing a lot more videos because now everything is live. So all of our shows now seem to be live, and you want to do more live stuff, and it makes it easier for you. Once we're done recording, it's already posted, it's up there, and there's a lot of no post production stuff for you to do. So that's good, and I'm reluctantly getting into it, but yeah, I think it was interesting that we were talking about our goals, first of the year, and we kind of got cut off from that conversation because of what's coming up next. But what do you think about do you think we've kind of accomplished some of the goals this year?
I think, we've made a lot of great friends. Especially even this year alone, we met some great people through the AF1 and people at the Arena Crown game. We've had a lot of great interviews this year. That's been fun. Trying to do some more of those. Sliding into a lot of DMs now just to see if we can get an interview. I don't know how Trey from Off the Wall does. He just slides into DMs and people are like, yeah, I want to talk to you. We slide into the DMs and they're like, who are you guys? And it's like, okay, I get it. We're still figuring it out. All right. We're trying to build up. What?
We're still the best kept secret in all of indoor and arena football and the NFL.
I did see, and this isn't to throw shade. One of the arena football guys, I think it's around. Oh God, I'm going to butcher his Twitter account. I apologize. He's a Firebirds fan. He puts something together called the Bar Ball Awards, which is encompassing a bunch of arena football, indoor football awards and stuff that he's putting together. And I'm going through. I was like, I'll vote. Yeah, this seems cool. I'm going through. I'm looking at all the nominees. You got Off the Wall. You got AF1 Fan Zone. You got Anthony from Arena Insider. A lot of the guys we've met. We love all these guys.
Right.
And I'm looking. Right. I'm like, all right, what category are we in? I'm scrolling. I don't see nothing. I'm like, yikes.
Nothing.
Nothing. I messaged him. I was like, hey, I couldn't help but notice that World of Football wasn't in there. He's like, to be honest with you, I forgot about you guys. I'm like, I don't blame you. It's not like we're out there breaking news. It's not like we're reporters. So I was like, I get it. It's all good. And I didn't really take it that hard. But I was just like, oh, I guess we're not as hot as I think we are. But that's okay. That's what next year's for. We're going to keep climbing that ladder so nobody forgets.
That should be our new slogan. We here at the World of Football, we're very forgettable.
Real quick, in the live chat, and I know a lot of you guys are leaving stuff in the live chat. We will get to some of your guys' stuff at the end of the show. But from Dale, Randy, you're doing great, my friend. I'm glad you're doing things live now. I really enjoy talking to you guys in the chat. We love having you guys in the chat. This has actually been the fun part about doing some of these shows.
Yeah.
We get some real time feedback of what people think about things. And but yeah, in terms of the channel and where we want to go, you guys can always tell us, what do you want to see? We're down for trying new things. Well, I'm more so than Randy. But we'll drag him kicking and screaming, like he likes to say. So
all right, the next two clips happened in this same episode, and in fact, this first one occurred right after we were done with this last clip. Because we go into some of the people that we've met, just like you were saying, and it picks right up there, but it takes it in a whole different direction. So this is our ceiling fan clip number 1.
All right, are we ready to start?
I guess so. We had a lot of preamble before. You bought a new ceiling fan.
Yes, you don't approve.
It is the most ugliest. It looks like you stole a propeller off an old U-2 submarine or something.
A propeller on a submarine.
And that's what it looks like. It looks like a propeller on a submarine, and it just does not fit in this room. I was just wondering what Army surplus store you rated to get this thing. It's just, it's terrible. Maybe it's just because it's too modern, and you're not a very modern guy.
This one works where the other one didn't. So
yeah, but that light is so terrible.
I know it's a bad light.
But so what did you tell me? You said, yeah, it's a bad light, but it was a pain in the butt to put in, so I'm not taking it down.
Taking it down. Yeah.
So I'll have to deal with it for a couple of years, and that's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
I didn't know how bad it was. It looks great, but
no, it doesn't.
The light,
it doesn't look.
It does not light up very much.
It looks like a ceiling fan that belongs at one of those hipster bars where they sell you oxygen infused puffballs or whatnot. That's what it looks like. You laugh, but I'm telling the truth. This is what it looks like. When I look over there, I see the ceiling fan. I see a Detroit Lions cuckoo clock, and this vibe just does not mesh at all. So,
well, thank you for your input. That's enough for ceiling fan talk today, and now on with the regular
I think you're just
show.
mad that I opened 2025 with one of our first best bits of the year, so you're welcome.
Well, it's a bit. I don't know if it's the best bit.
Okay, I misspoke when I introduced this clip. This was at the very beginning of this episode, And then something happened later on that brought us back to the ceiling fan. And that next clip occurred right after we got done talking about our goals for the year. So I don't know if you want to say anything else before you play that, Adam.
All I'll say is that picture that was just up and the one you're about to see again is the actual ceiling fan. Please tell me, chat, does it not look like something you'd see at like a hipster bar or a gastro pub, like, someplace like that?
No, the ceiling fan, I took that picture yesterday because you wanted it. And there's like a frosted glass globe that hangs from the bottom. And it's not on there because it is brighter without the frosted globe on there. So it gives more light. It's a terrible light, but you're going to find out what happened to that globe
taking it down
here in a minute. Yeah, the globe's on the floor over here.
Why don't you grab that? Show that during while the clip's being played.
Yeah, okay. I'll get that while the clip's being played.
Okay.
We've made a lot of great friends through this sphere. I think
absolutely.
I can't wait to add more friends to this crazy football family we've kind of started building and accumulating. So that's a lot of fun. Because who knows, like Trey kind of came out of left field over it off the wall, and that just blossomed into a great friendship.
Yep.
We appreciate him, love all the work he does. Shout out to Trey. Oh, hey, look, your fan literally, the light just fell off of it.
And the dogs are barking.
And the dogs are barking. They have no idea. You have to see how, well, you might not have to take it down. It might just come down on its own. Wait, and you got a remote for it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
There.
Uh-oh, the glass fell off, so I better just turn it off with this remote in my pocket. Good Lord, Randy.
I'll bet it's probably brighter without that globe on it.
Oh, God. Try it. Let's see it.
No.
Okay, it's hitting the button, and...
It actually does seem like it's a little bit brighter.
Oh, my God. It looks like you're at a gastro pub. All right, enough about that. Should we move into actual football talk this week?
You were in the middle of a sentence, and
I don't even remember anymore. The world came crashing down on the other side of the man cave.
I'm just glad it didn't bust into a million pieces.
I'm glad it didn't hit, because right underneath it you got your pin board, which has got like all your commemorative enamel pins on it. Dang, that missed that thing by like a couple inches. My God, I wonder if that
Boy, are we getting off the topic.
I wonder if did that thud get picked up? I hope it did.
I don't know, but the dogs heard it.
Dogs heard it. You better text Mom and say you're okay. Everybody's okay in the man cave.
All right, let's get back on track here.
Yep.
Yes, Dale. That was the episode. It fell. There it is. The infamous light that fell during the episode.
And my remote for the ceiling fan.
And the remote that went with it. Yeah. And then he said, it actually looks like a propeller from a bike plane. That's another good one. I like that. That's also good. He's not wrong.
Yeah, I learned about lumens. When you're looking for a ceiling fan and you got the light there, you've got to look at how many lumens the light puts out. And this was on the low end. And I like the style of it, but I'm not happy with how bright the light is, but it's whatever. Okay, enough ceiling fan talk for this year. Let's move into our last.
Set them up.
Our last two clips come from episode 395 from May 27th of this year. I had a couple of rants that day. There were a couple of things that were in the news, and I was listening to sports talk, and I just kept getting madder and madder as I'm driving around town. So here's my first rant, and it's about the tush push. I've talked about my rants in the past, or my one big rant that I had, but I've been thinking about this all week, and just so much sports talk that I've listened to just really got under my skin. And so I got a couple thoughts on each of these subjects.
Okay.
On the tush push, in 2004, the NFL rescinded the rule that said you could not aid a ball carrier by pulling or pushing him. Now, because one team has mastered a single play that no one seems to be able to stop, everybody is up in arms and wants to ban it. Well, I say, boo frickety who. The NFL has passed so many rules in favor of the offense over recent years that it's obvious they want all the offense that they can get. This play keeps drives going for another set of downs, so what is the problem? In the CFL, the defensive line has to line up 1 full yard away from the offensive line on every single play. That's just the way the rules are. So whenever there's a 1 yard sneak by a quarterback, it's 99% effective. You know they're going to get that yard because the other team's already backed up by a yard on that. If teams don't like it, if they don't like the tush push, then find a way to stop it.
Don't run to your daddy, a.k.a. the league, and tell them to stop the other team from using a play that works most of the time because it's not fair. Here's another thought. Start using it yourself. Spend some time in training camp working on this play yourself. Even if you can't stop it, the other team won't be able to stop you either. That evens things out. Keep your own drives going. It's called drive control. Control the ball, keep the other team's offense on the bench, and that's how you win games. So that's my little rant on that subject.
Okay, well, let's take a breather here for a second, everybody.
I'm all bothered.
Randy's all fired up. Look,
makes me mad.
I couldn't agree with you more.
You really did get fired up. We had a few incoming comments. I don't know if you saw those while that was going.
No.
Well, first I want to start off with this one. Thank you, Dale, for agreeing with me. Randy, it looks like from a bike plane we did that one. And then he said, I'm sorry, Randy, but that ceiling fan looks as old as you.
Oh,
maybe that's a compliment. I don't know.
Okay. Can we throw Dale out of there? Can we get rid of him for today?
I think I have the ability to ban Dale from chat. I don't want to do that. Why would we do that? Let's not open that Pandora's box.
No.
Royce thinks that we need to do a weekly Randy's rant segment. It takes a lot to get Randy worked up. You could maybe get one once a month if he really stews on something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
no, like
then,
I said, I was go ahead.
No, keep going.
No, I was just saying that I was driving around listening to all the talk about the tush push, and some people were totally against it. Some people were totally for it. And it just got my blood boiling. So I had to say something.
I feel you there. And rookie X4, the Vegas Nighthawks used the tush push in the playoffs against the San Diego Strike Force. So they did use it. Yeah, I know that's a popular thing. It got banned in the AF1 during the season too. So it's interesting. I mean, I don't care if you can execute, like you said in your rant. I agree with you. Stop them. That's always been my thing.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, stop them.
Yeah, well, they've been using it for a couple of years, and people have been complaining about it. But I was surprised that nobody was actually copying it for years.
Right?
You know, why not?
A league full of tush pushers. That's what I thought we would have by now.
Well, yeah, I mean, that they always say the NFL is a copycat league. As soon as somebody starts doing something that's working, everybody else is doing it, but nobody else has picked up on this tush push thing. So whatever. Anyway, the last clip we've got today was another rant, which I did right after this one. This rant was about Olympic flag football, and this got under my skin also.
All right, let's hear it.
The other thing that everybody was talking about was NFL owners approving NFL players participating in the 2028 Olympics in flag football.
Huh?
Seriously, this whole thing is a joke. Flag football is a kid's game. It is great for young boys and girls to learn safely how to enjoy and play the game. But come on. NFL players are grown-ass men making millions of dollars every season to play the real thing. Is an Olympic gold medal in flag football going to give people a better opinion of you, Mr. NFL player, for doing this? An Olympic gold medal in flag football will be comparable to getting a medal in break dancing. That's the way I look at it. This is not something NFL players should be involved in. I know that the NFL is behind flag football for participation to get more people to be fans, so I guess they want their players to be the face of flag football, but seriously, this is a joke. NFL players don't need to be playing flag football, but it's a great kids game, and it shouldn't even be in the Olympics. I'm sorry.
And there you have it. You're funny when you rant, and I love it. So,
like you said, it takes a lot to get under my skin sometimes, and sometimes I just gotta get it out.
Yeah. And Dale reminds us that the Buffalo Bills tried it 4 times in a row, and it cost them a playoff win. So
maybe they should practice it a little bit more.
Ooh, maybe. All right, those are all the clips, guys. We appreciate you guys sticking through that. I'm hoping next year we'll have some better clips, and now we'll have video so we can have some stuff go along with it. That'll be great.
Yeah, whatever. All right, let's move on to today's birthdays and anniversaries. We don't always have an anniversary on our show, but we do have birthdays every week. But we do have an anniversary this week, and today is the anniversary of Arena Bowl 15, where our beloved Grand Rapids Rampage defeated the Nashville Cats 64-42. We were there. This is a program from that game, and that was the first year that we were season ticket holders of the Rampage. What an awesome experience it was. We were sitting in the end zone, behind the nets, not our regular seats. We had so many family members that wanted to go. We bought extra tickets. We kind of gave them to different people, and you and I, Adam, and I think your sister, was Aaron with us too? I think Aaron was with
Yep.
us. But
Aaron was,
four of us sat in the end zone in seats we didn't have before. And God, what a great time going on the field after the game with the confetti coming down and the trophy presentation and all that. Just was awesome. It was just really, really was awesome. And that was 24 years ago today that happened. Your memories of the game, Adam. Let's hear it.
I mean, the fact that I tell you every year, that date is forever burned in my memory. August 19th, 2001. It was the biggest Michigan sports event to happen to me. The Lions stunk. Never won anything in my life at that point. So the Rampage for a long time, that was all I had. I remember that date. And every year it'd be like, man, we were 1 year removed from that. Oh man, that was like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20. We're at 24. Next year will be the 25th anniversary of this game, of this moment, a pinnacle defining thing in my football life and your football life. It changed so much. This was our first year. You were since it was your money, you were the season ticket holder. I was happy to go to what games I could. I hated not being able to go to the games with you because it was you and my uncle, your brother. But to go to this championship game was something I never thought I'd be able to relive until back in December when we did the turf tapes with our friend Trey over on his YouTube channel. And that was awesome. We kind of got to relive it with that. And we were telling other stories from that. So if you guys want to hear more stories, go check out the turf tapes from Off the Wall. 2.5 hour stream that was one of the best times ever because it was like reliving that game. There were plays I didn't even remember that happened during that game.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't remember a whole lot, of the details, but yeah, that was so much fun. Thanks, Trey, for inviting us to do that because that was fun.
That was a lot of fun, and I just the Rampage were at Clint Dolezal it was that game that year that man right there, number 13. I got that thing made of him, because he is, in my opinion, the greatest arena football quarterback to play the game. Stop and end it. That's it. Discussion over. That's the man.
Yep.
And on your wall behind you actually is hanging up all the signatures from that championship team. If you have a second to go grab that, I mean, I can. If you're embarrassed about standing up, I can remove you real quick while you go grab that. I'll just keep talking.
No, I'll grab it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take you off screen for now then. So while he grabs that, look, this is why I love arena football. It wasn't just that game. It was that season. It was so magical. It was so special. And it just was something else. And we're going to bring Randy back in. There it is.
Nope.
That's my signed poster. We got to go to the event. It was at a hockey game.
When they got their championship rings.
Yep, for the Grand Rapids Griffins. They got their championship rings. And I got that poster signed by so many dudes. I bet the Corey Mayfield signature is probably on there somewhere. I see Clint's right there in the middle. Sparky McEwen. There's a lot of guys from that team that signed that poster. It is one of my favorite treasures. The fact I left it there in our man cave because it deserves to be hung up in the World of Football man cave. It's kind of why we do what we do, because a lot of people, that's why you hear us argue and throw fits about the Arena Football 1 or other leagues like doing neutral site games, is because that gets lost. Yeah. That thing that we had there in Grand Rapids, you see that picture there, that is what I feel like gets lost. And we're still trying to bring the fans back. I get it. So maybe you aren't going to sell it out like that, but that moment was so special. I just will never forget it. And I just want to throw out there real quick before we move on. I'll let Dad speak too, because I know I've been on my soapbox for a second. But with the 25th anniversary of the Grand Rapids Rampage coming next year in 2026, if there are any former Rampage players from that team, please hit us up. We would love to. I don't know what we want to do. There's so many ideas I have in my head. Like I would love to do maybe a little YouTube documentary, or just have a series of interviews with you guys, of former players of that team, that 2001 Grand Rapids Rampage Championship team, and put something together, or even shoot. It'd be awesome to maybe, and this is a pipe dream, a year from now, who knows? We'll see what happens. Doing a stream with a bunch of guys that were on that team on this date a year from now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw that out there. Hit us up, guys. World of Football Kalamazoo. You can find us on social media. You can email us info@theworldoffootball.com or wofkalamazoo@gmail.com. Let us know. We would love to talk to you guys. Dad, I'm done talking.
Well, I'm looking at the signatures here. Coach Michael Trigg is on here. JoJo Polk, Clint Dolzell, Sparky McEwen is on there. A couple of the others I can't really make them out because they're just a squiggle and a number. But yeah, this is a great. I'm glad you left it here. I enjoy seeing it. It's kind of behind my Lions board, but it's on the wall behind that, so I don't always see it every day. But that is something really, really great. And like I said, we were at a hockey game, and between a couple of the periods, they gave they introduced the Rampage team on the ice, and they presented them with their championship rings, the players that were there, and we got to go into some side room or something, and they were all there signing autographs. The trophy was there, and just a great event. So just a lot of fun. And for many years, I kept saying that was the greatest football moment in my life, was being there at the Arena Bowl. That has since been surpassed by our going to the Lions playoff game a couple of years ago against the Rams, and Matthew Stafford. His name is escaping me. But yeah, when we beat Matthew Stafford for our first playoff win since 1991, that has, the Rampage game is now number 2 on my all-time greatest moments that I've been to in football. But just, yeah, what a great time. Great memories, and love to see the team come back sometime. So I think we've run this to death. Let's kind of move on.
Yeah.
With the rest of our birthdays and anniversaries. Kicker Morton Anderson turns 65 years old today. He played college football at Michigan State, just down the road from us here. He was selected in the 4th round of the 1982 NFL draft by the New Orleans Saints. He played 25 NFL seasons, if you can believe that. He played in 382 games. He was with the Saints from 82 to 94. He was with the Atlanta Falcons from 95 to 2000, New York Giants in 2001. He's with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2002 and 2003. He was with the Minnesota Vikings in 2004. He returned to the Falcons in 2006 and 2007, and he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2017. Morton Anderson, happy birthday to you, sir. And the other birthday that we have today, another Pro Football Hall of Famer, tackle Anthony Munoz, turns 67 today. He played his college football at USC. He was the 3rd overall pick in the 1980 NFL draft by the Cincinnati Bengals. Played 13 seasons, all with the Bengals from 1980 to 1992, and he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1998. One other birthday that we got, or a couple of them here. Detroit Lions Graham Glasgow turns 33 years old today. He's from the University of Michigan, and he was the 3rd round pick by the Lions in 2016. And so far, he's played 9 seasons, all with Detroit. Looking for season number 10 this year. And then just before we started recording, you threw out there, well, today's Nate Burleson's birthday also. You better mention that. So
yeah,
didn't even have that on my script. But yeah, he's on, what is it, CBS morning show every day. So I know you're working, so you don't get to see it, but I can check Nate out every now and then. And if there's something about the Lions, he'll definitely take the lead on those stories. So happy birthday to Nate Burleson as well. All right, we do have, excuse me, better take a drink here. We do have one obituary to talk about today.
Do you want me to take that then?
I got it. This is where we honor those who've made the world of football a better place. Our one obituary is that of Lionel Taylor, an end in the NFL and the American Football League for 10 seasons. He's passed away at the age of 89. Taylor played college football at New Mexico Highlands and signed as a free agent with the NFL Chicago Bears, where he played in 1959. He also played for the AFL's Denver Broncos from 1960 to 1966 and the Houston Oilers from 1967 to 1968. Taylor then went into coaching from 1970 to 1998. He spent time as an assistant coach in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Los Angeles Rams, and Cleveland Browns. He won 2 Super Bowls as an assistant with the Steelers. At the collegiate level, he was the head coach at Texas Southern from 1984 to 1988. He was also the head coach of the London Monarchs of the World Football League in 1997 and the England Monarchs of NFL Europe in 1998. Basically the same team, but they just kind of rebranded the league. They rebranded the team in London. I thought London Monarchs was a much better helmet and a much better name than the England Monarchs. But, they're trying to get the whole country involved in it, but whatever. But, yeah, Lionel Taylor passed away. All right. Finally, today, our upcoming events calendar. Saturday, August 23rd. That's this coming Saturday. The college football season begins with week 0. There are 8 games on the schedule this weekend, highlighted by Iowa State versus Kansas State, and that game is going to be played in Dublin, Ireland. The other game happening this Saturday, the 23rd, the IFL National Championship game in Tucson, Arizona. The number 2 ranked Green Bay Blizzard are going to be taking on the number 4 ranked Vegas Nighthawks, and that game is going to be available on CBS Sportsnet for you to watch.
Yeah, they took down the paywall.
Yeah, we know somebody that's going to be at that game.
Yeah. Yep, Mr. Off the Wall himself, Trey's going to be at that game. Very excited for him. I think that'll be a great matchup. So these are the 2 teams he's been very hot on.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you the question: who wins, Randy? Is it the Nighthawks or is it the Blizzard?
I'm going to go with the Green Bay. I'm going to go with the Blizzard. How about you?
Okay. Well, I just want to say I don't have. I've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones lately, so when Trey, we've been talking with Trey, keeping up with him all year long up to this point, and he keeps talking about these Vegas Nighthawks like he's got some sort of dark crystal ball. And I've gone through so many episodes. I am now convinced that he has his own red woman there, looking into the fire, telling him exactly who's going to win. And so he said the Nighthawks at the beginning of the year. I want to say Blizzard because they have been really good, and I should pick Blizzard, but I'm going to go with I'm going to trust his red woman, and I'm going to go with the Nighthawks to win this weekend. It should be a great game. I hope this is a fantastic game. I look forward to watching it.
Well, for the last few years, the IFL Championship game has been played in Las Vegas. And so I think the Nighthawks are a little upset that they moved it this year, and here they are in the championship game. They're not going to be able to win a title at home, so they got to go down to Tucson, which is a lot not as far to travel from Las Vegas to Tucson it is from Green Bay to Tucson. So they might have a little advantage there. So yeah, maybe Vegas does have a bit of an advantage in that game.
That's true, but let's they got a free playoff game out of it because they weren't supposed to host that playoff game that they wanted to get to this point. So, and Viking Wax Press, does that mean Trey is going to give birth to a shadow? I don't know. You're going to have to ask Trey. Trey, you about to give birth to a shadow? Let us know.
Yeah, if he does, somebody ought to know about it. Man, oh man. All right, continuing with the upcoming events calendar. Thursday, September 4th, the NFL season kicks off with a game between the Cowboys and the Eagles. On Sunday, September 7th, the European League of Football Championship game will be played. Will it be the last one? Who knows? We'll find out. And something new to our list, Friday, September 19th, a movie called The Senior is going to come out in theaters starring Michael Chiklis. And this is based on a true story about a guy that had 1 year of eligibility left at the age of 59. And so he went back to his college and played college football at the age of 59. Should be a very good movie. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
You want to know what's funny? There's actually a second football movie that comes out that exact same day. I forgot about it because it's
Really?
been a minute. That horror movie, Him, about the quarterback. Yeah, Randy, we might have to do a double feature.
No, I'm not doing that one. I don't do horror movies.
Psychological thrillers?
No, I saw Cujo years ago, and I've seen Night of the Living Dead and some of the classics. I'm done with that genre. All right. Anything else before we call this a show, our 8th anniversary show?
Our 8th anniversary show. Hey, it's another long one. I guess that's what these shows turn into. I'm just going to highlight. I had a few comments I highlighted during the show. We'll just quickly touch on those. Back again, the Renegades new logo looks a bit like AI. We kind of touched on that.
Yeah.
I think there's elements that were, but they did find somebody to kind of clean it up. And so it is and it isn't. Because I had a discussion with somebody from the AF1, and they're like, it's not AI, we can prove it, and I'll just take them at their word. It's a very touchy subject, but I think AI is fine to get an idea, get your from your brain onto a page.
Right.
I think they then rework it. It just seemed like it didn't got rework a whole lot. I'm just saying that's just my own little beef. Otherwise, I'm excited for this team. The other one we got, also from Rookie, my question is, how can a team be accepted to play in the IFL? I mean, the Beaumont Renegades' plan was to play in the IFL. Even some fans wanted the Renegades to play in the IFL. And I'll just say the rumors were, and Royce responded to that, like the rumor was they got rejected by the IFL. I don't know if that's true or not. Hard to say. But I think, if that was their plan, they didn't have a whole lot of options if they wanted to play in the upper echelon of indoor/arena football. It was AF1 and it was IFL. So once those rumors, and I mean, where there's smoke, there might be fire. But once those rumors started swirling around about them not getting accepted by the IFL, AF1 was kind of the next logical choice. And there's a couple other little league, or like the AAL is coming back or whatever.
Yeah.
So
no,
I don't know. So that was that. And then back to the discussion about the barrels, Royce, I think the barrels heard Adam's keg idea and tweaked it. Now that's what I think too. I posted that thing so long ago. Somebody took it and was like, that's a good idea. And if that was the inspiration, call me, Kentucky Barrels, and let's talk. Because
okay, is that it? Is that all the
that should be it? And so if any more comments come in, guys, I apologize, but let's see. We got one last one here. I'm with you, Randy. I'm not a big horror guy either, from Dale. So you're not alone.
Okay,
all right,
Dale,
go back to you.
Dale, you redeemed yourself. I'm glad we didn't throw you out earlier. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for our 8th anniversary show. Don't forget to check out the World of Football merchandise at teepublic.com. That's teepublic.com for the latest football-related T-shirts, hats, mugs, and more from our merch store. And remember, folks, some people may love football more than we do, but nobody, and I mean nobody, loves more football than Adam and I sitting here in Kalamazoo talking about football for 8 years.
For 8 years.
Yeah. Join us again next week when we'll try and do a better job. Yeah, right. Until then, I'm Randy Snow.
I'm Adam Snow. Go Grand Rapids Rampage. And like I said, hit us up. If you guys played for that 2001 team, call us or email us, whatever the term is. Just do it.
Yeah. And we'll see you all again next week.
Thanks again for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football. New episodes of the show are posted every Tuesday and can be found wherever good podcasts are available. You can find the World of Football on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads by searching for TWOF Kalamazoo or using the links in the episode description below. Be sure to subscribe to the World of Football on YouTube for more great football-related content. Just search for the World of Football Kalamazoo or use the handle @TheWorldOfFootball to find us. Remember, every like, comment, and subscription really does help us out, and we appreciate you for that support. We hope to see you again next time.